So, you've just started lifting, you want to build some muscle and you don't want to get fat in the process. Understandable. But here's the problem, you've got no idea what to eat. What should those calories consist of? How should you structure your meals? Well, today's video is going to help you with all of that. When I first started bodybuilding, I was literally completely clueless. I remember one time eating dry, plain brown rice out of a bowl with a spoon, and I'd weighed out that rice with a protein shaker scoop because I thought that a 25-gram scoop of protein powder was the same as a 25-gram scoop of rice. I ate way too much rice that day. Yeah, I'm not kidding, I actually did that. So I wanted to make this video today to help some of you beginner bodybuilders out there on some really simple, solid meals and how to structure them for you to progress towards your goals as simply and effectively as possible. Along the way, I'm also going to give you some tips, dispel some common myths and all that good stuff. But first, let's jump straight into meal one, because it's a good one to get out of the way. And that is going to be this absolute beauty of a breakfast sub. When you're trying to fuel muscle gain, you want to make sure you're fueling yourself with plenty of carbohydrates and plenty of protein, and that is exactly what this meal provides, along with some very healthy fats from the whole eggs. When it's breakfast, you also need something that is quick, easy and on the go, just like this. So let's head back 5 minutes ago when I made this sub. Alright guys, so like I said, the goal of today's video is all about keeping things simple, and this meal couldn't be a better example of that. We're going to start with preheating a pan, spray it with some 0-calorie cooking spray. We're going to get 2 whole eggs cooking up. You can scramble them or fry them, it is your choice. There we go. And season that with a little bit pink Himalayan salt. Along with that, we're going to add 2 bacon medallions. So now we've got 2 amazing sources of protein, and just wait for those to cook up. Smelling absolutely incredible already, by the way. Once the eggs and bacon medallions are looking done, we have got a 400-calorie baguette to form our sub. We're going to carefully add in the eggs. And then we're going to add in the bacon. We're going to add some sliced up mushrooms, and then we're going to top it off with 20 grams of reduced fat cheese or fat-free cheese if they sell it where you live. Once your baguette is looking fully loaded, we're just going to whack it back in the oven for a couple of minutes just until the cheese melts, and then we are done. And that is how we made this beauty of a breakfast. The calories and the macros for this whole delicious sub will be up on the screen here. Whether you train in the morning or not, this is going to be a great meal to start your day with. You already know it's going to be amazing, and I'm not going to taste it on camera because I'm not going to lie, it's going to be messy and it's not going to look good, but you already know it is going to be amazing. Plus it would feel weird not eating out of a bowl because that's all I do on this channel. So definitely give this one a try, and I'll see you for meal 2. But first, I want to cover the very common misconception that if you want to build maximal muscle, then you have to eat 6 to 8 times a day. Like with most myths, there is some truth to it, and the reason this became so popular is because every time you eat protein, you elevate something called muscle protein synthesis, and that is how your body builds muscle. So you do need to elevate muscle protein synthesis consistently throughout the day in order to optimally build muscle. However, yeah, if you're eating 1 to 3 times a day, you are definitely not maximizing the amount of muscle protein synthesis that is occurring. However, if you're somewhere between 4 to 5 meals a day, well spread out with even amounts of protein, you're going to be getting nearly, if not all, the muscle growth you possibly can. So aside from maybe the very elite, which needs 6, 7 absolute max, for you, 3 to 4, 5 max, absolutely, completely fine. It's meal 2, it's lunchtime, I've just trained legs, I'm hungry, and that means I need something quick, simple and easy that you can prepare in just a few minutes. I also want this to be something you could easily meal prep and take to work, school, college, whatever it may be. You can heat it up when you're ready, or you can just eat it cold if you're an absolute savage. So, something you can prepare in a few minutes? Challenge accepted. Okay, so as promised, this is an extremely quick and simple meal. Just get a frying pan or a wok heating up, and we're going to add in around about 125 grams of 5% fat lean beef mince. While that's cooking, we're just going to get 200 grams of frozen green beans, got to get those veggies in, and put them in the microwave for around 4 minutes on a high heat. In the meantime, we're going to season up that beef with salt, garlic powder and paprika. When those green beans are done, just get a bag of microwave rice. I went with basmati, you know. Rip the top off, put it back in with the green beans, and then bang it in the microwave for another 2 minutes. When that's done, simply mix your rice with the beef mince, serve up your green beans with salt and garlic, top your rice and beef with some delicious teriyaki sauce. Perfect. And subscribe for that teriyaki drizzle though. And lunch is served, and this is a pretty sizable pile of food if I do say so myself. Now, I know this is literally only 3 ingredients and it sounds super boring, but with the right seasonings and the right sauces, it is actually so delicious. Rice is a really easily digestible source of carbohydrate, so it's perfect for fueling workouts and recovery. Red meat is extremely beneficial to have in your diet, and obviously vegetables are vegetables. So as always, let's get a little taste test of the good stuff. Delicious. The second topic for our little talk today is going to be clean eating, and I thought I'd just overlay some quick clips from today's training session because I know some of you are interested in what my training looks like, and obviously I'll put the sets and reps up on the screen for you guys in case you want to try out my workout. It was a pretty tough one and my legs are suffering for it right now. Also guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like if you are enjoying it, because it really does help me out a ton. But anyway, it's very common for beginner bodybuilders to think that now they're getting serious, you know, it's time to double down on purely eating clean foods like chicken breast, rice, broccoli, potatoes, oatmeal, all that kind of stuff. And just like with the multiple meals thing that we spoke about earlier, there is definitely some truth to this. Foods which are generally seen as clean sources of food are extremely good sources of nutrition. But does that mean that you need to eliminate everything else if you're looking to build muscle and be a bodybuilder? Bread, cereals, bagels, all that stuff? No, of course not. Especially if you're somebody who struggles to eat enough in order to gain weight. In fact, if you do struggle to gain weight, I'd actually encourage you to find some less clean sources of food, because in the end, it doesn't matter how nutritious the food you're eating is. If you aren't eating enough overall calories in order to build muscle, then you won't build muscle. And you know, whether your carbs are coming from oats or if they're coming from donuts, they're still going to provide you with energy. They're still giving you carbs. Obviously, oats are a better option, but if it's between hitting your required calories or not, then it's not the end of the world. Calories are king, and the composition of those calories, what food choices create that calorie intake, are always going to be a smaller portion of that pie. The bottom line is, eating clean is a great baseline for you to start with, but don't get married to it and don't get obsessed with it. And very ironically, after just talking about how clean eating isn't necessary, I'm now going to be showing you one of the most bro-ish clean eating meals you could probably make, but I don't care because it's really good. So we're making shredded chicken breast with sweet potato and broccoli. Honestly, I know it sounds basic, I know it's super clean and bro food, but I love this meal. It's really easy to make and it just tastes so good. I've got an awesome hack for making the perfect sweet potato in literally just 10 minutes. No 45-50 minute faffing around in the oven. And obviously there is just a ton of benefit to a lot of the food in this meal. You've got the high quality protein from the chicken, you've got the complex carbs, and the fibre from the sweet potato, and then you've got a bunch of micronutrients from the broccoli. Potatoes are also extremely satiating if you look at the satiety index of food, which is something I've touched on in a lot of my videos, and that means that if you're somebody who struggles with staying full, eating potatoes is going to be an amazing choice to help you stay full without going way over on your calories. So if you are excited as I am to make this damn bro meal, let's do it. So we're going to start with getting a pan nice and hot, and then we're going to add 200 grams of chicken breast onto the pan, and then just leave that cooking with the lid off for 5 minutes. In the meantime, we're going to weigh out 300 grams of sweet potato, and then poke holes all over them with a fork, wrap them in kitchen towel, wet them all over so they're nice and damp, and then stick them in the microwave for 4 minutes. Once the chicken's been cooking for around about 5 minutes, flip it onto its other side, and then add 300 grams of frozen broccoli florets into the pan with it, and then now put your lid on top. The water from the frozen broccoli creates a sort of steam in the pan, and that's going to help keep the chicken nice and juicy and stop the broccoli from going all dry and rubbery. When the microwave dings, you just want to turn around the sweet potato, get them going for another 3 minutes, and then repeat that again so they've been in there for a total for 10 minutes. Once the chicken's looking ready, take it to the side and grab yourself 2 forks, and then shred that chicken along the grain of the chicken breast. If you've cooked it right, it will fall apart pretty easily, and that is everything. Pretty simple. It may be simple, but it is classic for a reason. After I split the sweet potatoes, I cover them in paprika, and then I just put salt and garlic over the broccoli and the chicken, and honestly guys, it is beautiful. It's a massive plate of food. The calories and macros will be on the screen here, and as you can see, it's not a lot of calories for the amount of food you're getting, and it is such solid nutrition. You really can't go wrong with a meal like this when you are trying to get into bodybuilding. When you cook it the way that I showed you, the sweet potato comes out so soft, the chicken is juicy and shredded, and oh, it's incredible. So if you've never tried cooking your sweet potato or chicken like this, I definitely recommend you do so. We've only got 1 meal left though. I wonder what it is. Checking in whilst I finish off my steps for the day, 15 to 20k every single day, ticking off those boxes. But you already know I can't make a full day of eating without protein oats, so obviously meal 4 is a bodybuilding staple, and for damn good reason. You don't get a much better source of carbohydrates than oats. Whey protein is one of the best quality sources of protein you can get, even if it's a powdered version. And when you make this right, it just tastes so good. There's also a bunch of fibre in there, a bunch of other good stuff. So what we've got is some protein powder, we've got some oats, and we've got some cocoa powder. Let's do it. Final voiceover of the day, let's get some hype. We're going to start with weighing out 140 grams of rolled oats into a container, and then add in a bunch of water. Bang it in the microwave for as long as it takes to soak up all the water, and then get it to the consistency that you like it to be. Once those oats are done, add in some sweetener of choice, 8 to 10 grams of cocoa powder and 35 grams of protein powder. Give it all a very thorough mix. This is probably the hardest part of the whole meal, and once it is mixed, you are already done. For some of you, this may well be your post-workout meal. It might be fueling an early morning workout, so that is why we want it to be a big one. And there we go. You guys know I absolutely adore my protein oats, and a video for a beginner bodybuilder is no exception to that. As you can see, we have got an absolute massive bowl of oats here, and I feel so much better finally having a bowl in my hands again. Usually I have it for like every meal, so it feels good. But anyway, taste test time. Gotta let you know that it's good stuff. Obviously, when I actually go to finish this off camera, I'm gonna cover this in skinny syrup because I love that stuff. But, taste test. Absolutely incredible. Oats are so cheap, so easy. It tastes phenomenal. Such a good source of carbs. You get the good quality protein from the whey. absolutely can't go wrong. And I almost forgot, small spoon squad, checking in. As always, the calories and macros for this whole meal will be up on the screen here. And I will see you tomorrow, where we will go over the entire day of eating. What's going on, guys? It is now the next day, and I have to say I thoroughly enjoyed all of the food I ate yesterday. Now, I know this video is completely aimed at people who are new to bodybuilding and trying to get some good solid nutrition in, but honestly, everything in this video applies to everybody. Bodybuilders don't, or bodybuilders shouldn't, eat much differently to everybody else. They just might have higher protein and higher carbohydrate needs potentially. The total calories and macros for the whole day of eating yesterday, if you followed it exactly like I laid it out, would be 2,504 calories, 182 grams of protein, 48 grams of fat, and 325 grams of carbs. And that exactly leads me on to the final topic I wanted to cover to help out you beginner bodybuilders. Everybody has different needs. It is so common for newbies in the gym to follow training programs or meal plans, diet programs that they found online that their favourite influencer is following exactly, and honestly it's so unlikely that that is actually going to work for you, because that's made for them, it's not made for you. The full day of eating in this video is going to be a great starting place for most people. 2,500 calories is going to be right around that maintenance to a slight surplus for a lot of people. You've got 180 grams of protein, which is bang on 1 gram per pound for the average 180 pound male, and you've got plenty of fat in there to keep you going, again, for most people. However, it should only ever be a baseline. The actual numbers are gonna need to be adjusted up and down based on you, based on your weight, based on your activity levels. Like I said, everybody is different. 2,500 calories might be too much for you, or it might be nowhere near enough. It really depends. So the final myth that I want to cross off of this video is that there is no perfect program that you can find online. The only perfect program is the one that is made for you. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I post new videos every single week, so join the team, the Small Spoon Squad, and don't miss out. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. As always, thank you so much for watching, and until the next one, see you later, guys.